All right, so what we are going to look at here is an elevator screen basketball play that can be used for pretty much all ages. It's a horns elevator style basketball play. So as you can see, we are set up in a bit of a horns formation here, okay? So we call this one horns elevator or elevator horns, whatever you want to call it, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have our point guard dribble to a side of the floor. So number one right here is our point guard. He's going to, or she's going to dribble to a side of the floor. Okay. So for this play, let's say they dribble to the right side of the floor. So we're going to have our point guard dribble to the right side of the floor. And this is when they would execute the play. This is when they would call the play when they're on the side of the floor that they want to execute the play on. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is have number three come to the middle of the court, and they are going to set a screen here for number two. So number two is coming off that screen, right? And they are going to come over here and, potentially be open to receive the basketball, right? But really, this is just an initial step, an initial decoy. Now, if we do get a wide open shot right here for number two, we can feed the ball over to number two if we want. But we have to understand that this is just a decoy. It's not really the main part of the play. Okay, this is where the main part of the play comes in, and this is where we're going to get our elevator screen. So number 4 and number 5 are going to set an elevator screen here for number 3, right? They're going to basically sandwich, a real tight screen here, and number 3 is going to squeeze in between them, and they're going to come up for the basketball. Now, this is another option here for an outside shot. If you have a good three-point shooter, if you're an older team, right, this is another option here, for an outside shot. This is really, the option that you want to create. Okay, but if that doesn't happen, what can we do? Maybe we're a younger team and we're not a three-point shooting team. What can we then do? Okay, so number 5 then is going to go set, a little flex style screen over here for number 2, where number 1 is going to go set a ball screen here for number 3. So number 3 then will come off of that ball screen. They will have a lane to the basket, but also number 2 is going to be cutting right here in the dunker spot. So if we do have a help defense, we can kick it off to number 2. Number 2 gets the layup, or number 3 can, drive to the basket on their own. So multiple different options here. This is why I love this play so much. You basically get 2 options for jump shots. That first initial option in the corner, then you get the second option for a 3-point shot when we look at that elevator screen, but then you have some opportunities for wide open layups as well. You have a drive to the basket, and you also have somebody in the dunker spot. Okay, so let's kind of go over it again really quickly, just kind of rapid fire through it. Okay, so we have our horns formation here. We have our point guard on top with the basketball, right? We have a player over here, and we have a player over here. We're going to have our point guard dribble to one side of the floor, call the play. This player is coming over here to set that first screen, right? We're coming off that screen. We're looking for the outside shot. If it's there, cool. If it's not, it's whatever. Right now we have that elevator screen happening right here. Number 2 is curling up top. If they get the ball for a shot, great. But if not, then we have another option as well, which is this player is coming to set that flex screen over here, right? And we have the ball screen. Number 2 is coming off the ball screen. They're either going to get that wide open lane, or if they want to dish it over here to number 3, they can as well. So multiple different options. Great play. This is an elevator horns basketball play. Hold on one quick second, coaches. Before you go anywhere, I've got a couple free resources waiting for you from the Basketball Coaches Academy that'll take your practices and take your teams to the next level. First off, grab your complete guide to the continuous motion offense, which breaks down exactly how to teach your players to play the game, not just run plays. You'll learn what continuous motion offense really means, proven drills to build it, and how to run a motion offense continuously. We have lots of different things in this guide. We have video demonstrations, we have diagrams, we have descriptions, everything that you would need. If you want your athletes to develop real basketball IQ, this is the starting point. The second item that I have for you is the 5 must-have out-of-bounds plays for all ages. These are game-tested sets that you can run with youth or high school teams. We have baseline out of bounds. We have sideline out of bounds, all free for you. They're simple to teach, tough to guard, and each play includes clear diagrams and coaching points so your team stops wasting possessions. And lastly, I have the practice plan template. This printable practice plan template is the exact layout that I use to organize and plan every practice session. So you can plug in your warm-ups, skill blocks, team drills, and scrimmage notes so you can walk into every gym with a clear plan and zero guesswork. So I have these 3 free items for you. You can claim them using the link in the description. They'll be sent to you right away. Enjoy. All right, so we are going to look at an elevator basketball play used frequently by the Golden State Warriors. Now, one thing you'll notice with elevator basketball plays is we often try to find the same result in them, which is finding an open three-point shot, but also, allowing some sort of play to get to the basket, right? Really, you'll look at teams use elevator plays the most when they have a strong three-point shooter. So this play that we're looking at today is used by the Golden State Warriors, used by Steve Kerr in his playbook, obviously because they have Steph Curry, who is a very strong three-point shooter, right? So it makes sense that they like elevator basketball plays. Now, you don't need to have a strong three-point shooter to do this. You can move it in if you are a youth team, or you can use the ball screen option. But we'll take a look at it and see, what's different in the way that the Golden State Warriors run their elevator style plays versus other teams. Okay, so actually, what they have, when they do this play, is they have their shooter as number 2, not necessarily their point guard, right? So they have their shooter as number 2, which is typically the case with, elevator plays, but we just want to reiterate that point. That's going to be our shooter, okay? So this is our point guard right here, somebody with the basketball, okay? So the first thing that we're going to have happen in this particular play is we actually want to get the ball into one of these players that are set up in kind of a horn style formation. So let's try to get the ball into number 5. Number 5 is going to kind of post up and pop out a little bit. They're going to receive the basketball, okay? Now, what's going to happen after that is number 1 is going to want to see the courts. They're going to want to pivot so that they can view the entire court over here, okay? Now, what's going to happen then is number 1 is going to go set a down screen here for number 2, okay? So number 1 is going to go down, set that down screen here for number 2. Now, number 2 is going to curl off that screen. Now, if for some reason we get, an open lane for number 2 to drive to the basket, let's take it. Like if that is there, which, sometimes it might be, sometimes it won't be, right? We're going to take it. Okay. But if it's not there, okay, what's going to happen then is number 1, after they set that screen, is going to sprint back up here. Okay, so number 1 is going to sprint back up. We're going to feed number 1 the basketball. And then what's going to happen is number 2, right, our shooter is going to complete that elevator action. So number 5 and number 4 are going to then kind of squeeze in for their screens, right, as we know, right? And then we get our elevator action here to number 2 for the basketball. Okay. Now, another option that we will have here, right, is to get number 3 involved in some way. Okay. So here to get number 3 involved, we're actually going to have number 3 sprint to this end of the floor. Okay. We're going to have number 1 set another down screen here on number 3. Number 3 is going to curl. And then what we can have happen actually is 2 pin down screens up here, or 2 on ball screens rather, for number 2, right? We're going to get a pick and roll going. Number 5 will roll with them, right? We have a pick and roll between number 2 and number 5. Number 4 can stay nice and wide. Okay, so that's just a little backup option there. But the main thing that the Golden State Warriors run, we'll look at it again here, is our shooter down here, right? We have our 3 over here. We have our elevator screen formation right here, right? We're going to get the ball into number 4. We're going to go down and set that down screen here for number 2. Number 2 is coming off the screen. Can they look for it? Okay, great. If they can get it, but if not, we're going to feed the ball back up here, right? We're going to have number 2 continue to cut. This is where we get our elevator screen, right? Number 2 is coming off that. We're going to receive the basketball up here for a shot, right? But if not, we have some other actions that we can get number 3 involved in, right? Particularly them sprinting over here, right? We get that down screen. Number 3 can pop up, right? And then we got this double screen here, right? They can really go whichever way they want if they want to drive it to the basket. So this is what the Golden State Warriors run in terms of their elevator screens. Pretty cool, pretty complicated at some points as well, but it really just ends up in that same result of your typical elevator screen play, which is that we get, some sort of wide open three-point shot.